जय श्री सदगुरुदेव सुभाष जी।
प्रदार जी, जय सतगुरुदेव। प्रदार जी,
आप लोग म्यूट पे रहे प्लीज, लाइव पे हैं हम लोग। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Jai Sadgurudev. Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all in this online series of Vihangam Yoga Rejuvenation session, which we have started to boost energy around when the global pandemic started and people are not allowed to go outside. And of course, for going inside, no one can stop you. By attending this session, you might be able to understand how to start a journey within yourself. So please stay focused till the end of the session. I'm Om Prakash. On behalf of Vihangam Yoga Singapore team, we would like to extend our thanks to all the regular attendees of the session, all the newcomers and our team members and their family to grace this occasion. For those who are not aware of Vihangam Yoga, allow me to introduce you. Vihangam Yoga organization is an NGO, a pioneer in yoga and advanced meditation training, aiming uplifting of the human life in all aspects. The organization was established in year 1924 by His Holiness Sadguru Sadapal Dev Ji Maharaj, who discovered this wonderful meditation technique after 17 years of strenuous meditation practice. And today, under the guidance of President Sadguru, His Holiness Sri Swatantra Dev Ji Maharaj, Vihangam Yoga has reached around 45 countries and has transformed the lives of more than 5 million disciples. Our international headquarters is situated on the bank of holy river called Ganges in Allahabad in India, which is also called Prayagraj. Amid global pandemic, Vihangam Yoga Singapore team has started daily online session of the breathing exercise, pranayam, and Vihangam meditation, as well as the online introductory session conducted every month. So coming to this online rejuvenation session, as agenda display over the screen, it will take about 1 hour to complete. We will start the session by offering a prayer to the holy feet of the master, followed by the panel discussion, and today's topic is tackling difficult situations. And of course, we will introduce our speakers, and in closing part, there will be a closing prayer and closing remark by our team lead. So this is all about today's agenda. And before the session ends, you may have opportunity to ask a question based on today's discussion. So please feel free to write in a chat box or just wait for the question and answer session at the end. We will try our best to answer your all questions. Let's start the session. The first, we are going to offer a welcome song and a small prayer for the world peace and prosperity. The prayer will be displayed on the screen in Hindi and English. To offer a prayer in the holy feet of the Master and get blessing for this session, I would like to invite Mr. Srinivasji. Srinivasji joining us from Singapore and has been associated with Vihangam Yoga for the last 2 years. He is a regular practitioner of Vihangam meditation. Srinivasji for Swagat and Mangalgan. Everyone please get ready and join the prayer.
जय सद्गुरुदेव। स्वागत गान। आज स्वागत नित्य गुरुवर संत शुभागम आइए, अध्यात्म विद्या दिव्य ज्योति सोम रस बरसाइए। दोष दुर्गुण दूर करके शुद्ध हंस बनाइए, भेद गम गति ज्ञान गर्जन शक्ति द्वार हटाइए। खुले द्वारा शब्द सागर भक्त जन अन्वाइए। जन सदा फल विश्व शिक्षक शान आन बचाइए। मंगलगान। विश्व शांति नाम मंगल परम गुरु को ध्याइए। वर्ग द्वंद्व अशांति दूर कर भाव भेद मिटाइए। सार्वभौम समष्टि सत्ता ध्यात्म राज्य बनाइए। भेष भाषा भाव जग में ज्ञान पर दर्शाइए। समृद्ध सुख शांति धरातल स्वर्ग भूमि बनाइए। विश्व शिक्षक जान सदा फल नीति स्वर अपनाइए। जय सद्गुरुदेव।
Thank you, Srinivasji, for the wonderful prayer with the music, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. And moving forward, which is the panel discussion, and let me make a quick announcement. There's a Google form and a Zoom chat box. Please use this to provide your name, contact, and feedback based on this particular session. If you're the first time here, please don't forget to fill up. This is the only way to reach you out and notify you for the next upcoming session. So as we are aware, today's discussion is based on the topic, tackling difficult situation. As we are in this world where every moment the things are keep on changing. So it's not just changing, it's become sometimes more challenging. That's why we select this topic. And we have a nice speaker for this. And to initiate this discussion, I would like to invite Mr. Subhash Chandra. Subhash is based in Singapore. And since childhood, Subhash is associated with practical knowledge of Vihangam Yoga. He is one of the busiest person, but he still find the way to promote the precious knowledge of Sadguru, while also balancing his life and trying to spiritual progress. Subhash is a long-term practitioner of Vihangam meditation, and he's also authorized to initiate anyone for Vihangam meditation. It's so a pleasure to be with him. So requesting Subhash to initiate today's discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omji. Jai Sadgurudev, everyone. Today's discussion, which is very much live in this world right now, we are going to touch upon, and we have some good panelists, experienced panelists with whom we are going to have some question and answer and hearing their views, their experience, and their suggestions as well. Today's topic is about tackling the difficult situations. When we talk about, there are three words here: tackling, difficult, and situation. Let me quickly define what is the meaning of each one of these words. So something needs to be tackled means something is happening with us which we don't want the way it is happening. We want to make some changes. That's according to our own understanding, according to our own suitability. Difficult means there is something which is not as per our want, means as per our desire, as per our comfort zone. It asks something to go away from our comfort zone. And situation means it's the event, it's the position where you are caught in right now at the time when we are talking about difficulties. Today, we are going to talk about the problems, the difficult situations which we face in our day-to-day life. And of course, all of us wants to come out from those difficult problems, what we face on our day-to-day basis. But few things we need to understand before this. Why any problem exists? Why do any difficulty exist? Is it there something which we can avoid in our day-to-day life so that these problems doesn't appear in front of us? Is it possible? Let's discuss more about this in this particular session, and we will hear definitely from our speakers. So this particular panel discussion, how it will flow is I will set up some background for the environment of this particular topic, tackling difficult situations. Then we will interact with our panelists, and I'll introduce them also very soon. And then thereafter, we will come to a point how the Vihangam Yoga actually can help you to identify the problems first in the right way, and then to find the solution, an optimal solution probably which exists around us, but probably we don't know how to apply, how to implement that solution for our day-to-day life. We will talk about those things depending on the time we have available. And thereafter, later on, after we finish the session, definitely we will have some more question and answers, which we would pick it up from the Zoom itself, or even if we are live on Facebook. So if some questions come in the Facebook, we will pick up those questions if at all it appears. The problem in our day-to-day life, there are so many problems exist. Problems are inevitable. We cannot go away from not having problems in our life. It must exist. And in fact, some people say that the problem should not exist in my life. Sorry, you should not say that if you want any development in your life. Problems, difficult situations bring an opportunity to enhance ourselves, to refine ourselves, to learn more and more wherever we are, and move in the upward direction to know more about ourselves, to know about the world, to know about other people, so that we can be more evolved as and when time progresses. The important thing to understand is, if the problem exists in our life, which is integral part of our day-to-day life, is it true to say that the problem solving ability or the problem solving criteria also exists in our day-to-day life? Would it be fair enough to mention this, that if the problem exists in our life, in our day-to-day life, does it mean to say, or can I say at this stage, that the problem solving ability also moves parallelly to that difficult solution? Probably yes. That's what we are going to talk about, discuss about today, that if a problem exists, it doesn't exist without a solution. There is a solution for each and every problem. There is a solution for each and every difficult situation. But the important thing to know is, how do we react? And then how do we act once we face a difficult situation? Some reaction can be, suppose there is a difficult situation appearing in front of me, then how I'm reacting instantly on that difficult situation, it's completely up to me. There is no any external factor here how I have to react. It's completely up to me to react on that difficult situation. And sometimes, believe me, if I react very adversely, if I react very in a different mode or in a very disturbed mode, the problem which I am facing, the difficult situation which I am facing at the point, probably I will not be able to resolve that problem. Probably I will not be able to identify the right solution for that difficult situation. I must react in a very intelligent, calm, and strong enough, being strong enough at any difficult situation I am facing at any one point. Very important. So the very first thing, at least what I do is, when some difficult situation comes in front of me, then what I do, I just keep calm. Nothing, just keep calm. Let me first absorb this difficult situation. Let me understand this difficult situation, what exactly it is. Let me see it from all the angles, 360-degree angle of this problem. Because unless and until I understand it completely, it may be possible that that difficult situation evolves or it goes in a different way as and when the time progresses. That's fine. But at least at the moment when it appears in front of me, am I looking it from all the angles, or I'm just looking it from the front and I'm reacting on that basis? I would not do it that way. I would still stay calm, unstressed, and try to find out what possibilities are available so that this difficult situation can be tackled in a much more intelligent and proper way. So for this, mental balance is very important, very important. So when we talk about the problems appearing in front of us, what do we do thereafter? How do we react? And after reaction, how do we act further on that is very important. It may be possible that some problems can be solved. It may be possible that some problems cannot be solved at the moment, depending on the tools what we have, the ability what we have, and then we probably would try to avoid that situation and then find an alternative to move on to something different. That's also one of the solution for a difficult situation. Or probably, is it a point? Let us think a little bit more. Is it a point that in our day-to-day life, we have encountered that a difficult situation or a problem which you face at one time actually not exist? The problem actually should not exist because of our action reaction. That problem has popped out and exists on its own, and we could very easily we could have put ourselves in a one specific situation that this problem doesn't exist at all. Probably all these things require a little bit more attention towards the difficult situation, and then progress on that to see what are the possible solutions in front of me so that I can tackle all those problems and this difficult situation wherever it is. Today, we are talking about tackling difficult situation. Doesn't matter what type of situation it is, but we are talking about tackling difficult situation. Can I have the previous slide, please? So this tackling difficult situation is altogether, outside is just the medium. Outside is just the medium to give us the situation. But how we react when we face a situation is completely on us. Completely on us. And that comes with the maturity, that comes with experience, and that comes with how much aware we are completely on that basis. Take an example. Have you ever seen firefighters? What do? If suppose there is a fire somewhere, wherever it is, doesn't matter. Even maybe you might have seen a demo for fire. Probably when you pick up that example, what do these firefighters do? When there is a big fire, huge flames are there everywhere, suppose, what would they do? If they try to put the remedy or try to put the water or whichever way they are trying to overcome, they are trying to override that fire, if they are just thinking about the flames and try to control the flames, the fire would never be controlled. The fire would never ever be controlled. Why? Because we are trying to tackle the output only. We are not looking at the source of the problem. What firefighters do, they put the element, they put the chemicals, they put the water at the source of the fire where it is generated, and the flame will automatically go off. But the important point for them is to reach out to that source of the flame. If they are not able to reach out to the source of the flame, they use some device, they use some other instrument, so that if their hand doesn't reach out to that source, then they can use that device to reach out to that source to close that source of the problem, and the flame, which has gone everywhere, will automatically shut down. Automatically. Firefighting approach should be applicable to all of us under all the circumstances whenever we are going to face a problem or a difficult situation. What is Einstein, Albert Einstein, the scientist? Albert Einstein said, all of us know about him. He was a great scientist, great scientist. He has given so many important and interesting and as applicable even as today, the scientific reasons and lot many other things. What he said about the problems, what he said about his difficult situation when he used to face something. What he says that whenever a difficult situation comes to me, I stay longer to the problems, not to the solutions. I don't know how we do in our day-to-day life. If some problem appears to us, what we do? Are we jumping on here and there to find the solution for that problem? And how much time we have tried to give to understand the problem itself, wherever, whichever way it is. What Einstein said, that he stays longer to the problem compared to the solution. And in fact, he gave a numerical number also just to understand what is the meaning of longer. He said that if I have a problem and I have been given 1 hour to solve it, whatever problem I have, and I have been given 1 hour to solve it, what he says that I would take 55 minutes to think about the problem itself. What is the problem? 55 minutes out of 60 minutes, he said that I will take to understand, think, analyze, identify, measure, and all those kind of things to understand that problem first. And once that portion is done, probably I would need only 5 minutes to identify and apply the solution. So this is just an example which he gave in terms of measurement of how much time we invest on during our difficult situation in understanding the difficult situation and the problem, and how much time we invest for the solution itself. If we don't know the problem completely, believe me, the solution will never ever come the way it should be. And for that, what he said, very important thing, which I'm going to link it to Vihangam Yoga situation, Vihangam Yoga solution also. He mentioned that we cannot solve a problem with the same thinking, the way we need when we created them. That means if a problem has come in front of us, we see very clearly what he mentioned. We created them. He didn't say that problem was created on its own. Ultimately, he said that the problem we have created one way or another, and that actually comes from the mind. But what he said here, the the level at which we are seeing, facing, or thinking about a problem where we are at one moment, if we try to find the solution of that problem or the difficult situation, being at the same level, being at the same thinking, being at the same plane, we will not be able to find the solution of that problem. We will not be able to overcome that difficult situation. That means there is one set of mind which makes us realize that this is the problem in front of us. If we are keeping ourselves at the same thinking, if we are keeping ourselves at the same basis, the solution will never ever come to us the way it has to. And that's why we always say that the mind which makes us realize all the time what is happening with us is the real root cause of all of our problems. It's the mind which makes us realize that here the problem is you are in a difficult situation. Now let's face it. That's what the mind says. Do you have any remedy? Do you have any solution? Do you have any alternative? That you have to figure it out. But the mind tells us that this is the problem in front of you. Unless and until we are coming out from that mental set of the problem through which we are realizing the problem or the difficult situation, we would never ever get the solution, the complete solution of that problem. And that's why Vihangam Yoga brings its footprint to all of us to identify the root cause of all of our problems, and that is the mind, through which we realize everything very intelligently, very consciously, so that we can come out from that plane to a higher plane to identify the proper solution of those difficult problems whenever we face. This is the only very simple fundamental thing. And for that reason, we need to shift our base. We need to learn. We need to understand. We need to imbibe the technique, how we can shift our one basis to another when the difficult situation or the problem appears to us. And Vihangam meditation is bringing that solution to all of us, how during difficult situation the practitioner, the one who is practicing, who is associated with Vihangam Yoga in a right way, how they are able to rectify themselves, how they are able to overcome the problems, the situations, the difficult situation they face during their day-to-day life. With this, let us come to our two panelists. I would like to welcome two of our panelists. One has joined from Malaysia, Mr. Prabhat. He has been associated with Vihangam Yoga since quite some time, and he has been practicing the meditation, and recently his involvement has increased a lot to understand how Vihangam meditation, Vihangam Yoga, Sadguru, the concept of Sadguru can actually impact us in a much more different and dramatical way. So Prabhatji, welcome to this forum. And we have Srinivasji, who has joined from Singapore. We just heard him when he was singing the Swagat Gan, the welcome song, and the Mangal Gan. Srinivasji is working here in Singapore in a shipping industry. And sorry, Prabhatji is a chartered accountant, and he is the chairman of the Chartered Accountancy of Malaysia chapter. Srinivasji is having his own firm on the shipping side, and he has been practicing Vihangam meditation since almost 2+ years, and he has been experiencing, both of them have been experiencing a lot of interesting things when they do meditate and imbibe themselves in the concept of Sadguru himself. Today, we are going to talk with both of these two gentlemen, our friends, to understand when they had come to a point where they felt that it is a very difficult situation. What should I do? How should I tackle this? We are going to hear all these things from them. So I will start with Prabhatji. Welcome to this forum. Prabhatji, I'll invite you to take some time at your end to first let us know that in your day-to-day life, probably since whatever number of years you have, or even in recent, have you ever come across to a difficult situation which you thought that it is really difficult, and probably I may not be able to do something here and there? What should I do? How should I do? So first, can I request you to please let us know, let us define the difficult situation which you have faced at any one particular time, Prabhatji.
Jai Sat Gurudev, thanks for inviting me for this wonderful discussion. Rightly you said, Subhasji, there is hardly any life, any day when we do not have problem. Problem is parallel to the life. Solution is also parallel to the life. Now, what type of problem we face, it varies situation to situation. But certainly, lot of problems in recent past I have faced pertaining to my health, pertaining to health of my relatives, pertaining to my own work. I'm just talking about since last 15 days only, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We have currently also I'm facing a difficult situation, but thanks to Vihangam Yoga, because of daily meditation, regular and daily, this is very important. I would like to convey to all the listeners. I have made a point that even suppose I don't take my cup of tea, but I must sit down for meditation. And my timings are different. I have set it based on my own routine so that my routine is not disturbed. At the same time, my determination is also not disturbed. So first, the problem I faced after connecting to Vihangam Yoga is that I had severe fall, and I managed to handle it very without emotion, with thinking that, okay, now there is a fall, you have some pain, no problem, but keep yourself calm, think what is the best way to overcome this situation. And I had to fulfill certain obligation or immediately after accident, after 10 minutes after the accident. I composed myself and then I sat down, I fulfilled my obligations which I have committed, and then I took immediate certain actions. Now, what happened, as you told correctly, how do we act and how do we react? Before, I can see a distinct difference between my earlier life and the life after getting meditation as a matter of practice in my life, day-to-day life. Now I feel that I do not get involved with the problem, but I rightly Subhaji said, we have to see the problem and then coolly think what is the best solutions. Most of us, when the problem comes due to lack of control over emotions, we become a part of the problem rather than a solution finder for the problem. The moment you get involved with the problem, you become a problem rather than a solution provider. This is what now I am realizing. And I'm thankful to practice of daily meditations, regular meditation. Meditation I used to do earlier also. But after getting attached to Vihangam Yoga, I realized daily and regular means at particular time. In Gita also, Bhagavad Gita, it is said in chapter 12, Nitya Yukta Upasate, Sadhya Prapetaste Mek Yuktama Mata. Similarly, it goes through when Lord Krishna says, Nitya Yukta Upasate, it never says Kabhi Kabhi Upasate. Similarly, you must have a daily practice without fail at a particular time, so that your mind is acclaimed and then you get faster to meditative mode. Meditation, what Subhaj has said is always correct. You can meditate even on your chair, in your office, in your bus, anywhere you can meditate. Meditation means to keep your mind to a particular focal point so that your mind can get relaxed, and then you can feel the source of energy. That's all I would like to say, Subhasji.
Thank you, Prabhatji. What I see is you provided your comments on how to resolve the difficult situation and how Vihangam Yoga probably has helped you also. I'll come back to you soon, but let me come to Srinivasji. Srinivasji, you have been in this country, Singapore, since quite a long time, and you have established your own firm. I think having your own firm brings lots of challenges in your not just personal life, but in your office life as well. So here, if I ask you very quickly, what difficult situation you had faced at any one time, you can pick up one of them which you think is the most important one, based on which we will take the further questions on that. Srinivasji, any difficult situation which you have faced?
Shivashji, problems, as you rightly mentioned, will be there. We have to find solutions. Einstein's example of 55 minutes on the problem and 5 minutes still needs an hour. Between the problem to solution, there is a journey. And that journey is what is important for all of us. I will specifically dwell on recent difficult situations so that the perspective is current. As you rightly said, I'm in business, and business comes with a lot other things that you don't know. I am a marine engineer by profession, a pure technocrat with spanners and maintenance in my hands. When I started my business, I landed with operations, I landed with finance, I landed with HR. The whole gamut comes under your belt. Something you invited yourself, as you rightly said. Problems don't come just like that. It is a reaction to an action that we take, right? So my difficult situation in recent times was in the last 1 year when we had the COVID and pre-COVID, business was getting into a trouble situation. We were having issues with the finance, and at a stage where we were in the middle of the Corona COVID crisis, there was no manpower. In the middle of this, I landed up with a huge project in the middle of last year in 2020. I didn't have manpower and I was short of finances. That's the difficult situation which I had. I will, as we go forward, tell you more how I got over this, but it is important to know that this is a huge difficult situation that I had. And as I went forward, Vihangam Yoga, the meditation, how it helped me, I will tell you more about it, Subhashji. First, I've told you about my difficult situation.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Srinivasji. I think we all have different types of situations, difficult situations in our day-to-day life. A very simple, difficult situation can be, I'm just giving you one simple example. If I pick up at my end, suppose you can understand how small it is, but it can still be difficult. Suppose I have to go to office at one time, fixed time, because I have a meeting at that time point. And I have planned everything on my own. Okay, I do this at home. Suppose it's morning 9 a.m. in office and I have to travel. And I have to get up by this time. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to get up ready. I have to prepare myself, etc., etc. And I must reach before 9, at least 10 minutes before, to the office. Everything is going plan as well it is. And suppose I ask for a taxi, booked through Grab, say for example. And it is well calculated in Singapore that if the Grab you are booking, it will come in this time, it will reach out to the particular point to point in this particular number of hours or minutes, or whatever it is. And on that calculative basis, if I suppose I have planned myself, but if because of just very simple unwanted situation that the taxi driver did not reach on time, number one, and second thing is the traffic was very bad on that day because the taxi driver took another route on my guidance itself, but took another route because I was getting late. And now the difficult situation is that I am estimating that I will not be able to reach out to the office before 9 a.m. Probably we would have faced such kind of problem in our day-to-day life. Very small. Probably somebody might be thinking, oh, what Vihangam Yoga meditation will do here. We will come to that point. So Srinivasji, the problem which you have mentioned here right now, especially I think this was because of COVID also, you have faced a lot of difficulties, and probably we are going to hear more from you how you overcome this. So what I want to ask you now on this is, you have been associated with Vihangam Yoga since last 2 years, and we have been interacting at lot many different places, and you have been telling me that probably if Vihangam Yoga was not introduced to you almost 2 years before, probably you would have a very different situation during the difficult situation, and probably you would have not been able to overcome the things which you probably would have been able to do that. So can you please tell us how Vihangam Yoga actually has helped you to overcome that difficult situation which you have faced in recent past?
Subhashji, it's interesting, but I never knew that Vihangam Yoga would help. You never know that when you are starting something, whether it'll help or not. Vihangam Yoga was there with me. The meditation, I had already embraced it a couple of years ago, and I was continuing the practice, right? Now, but then, yes, I had a strong belief right from the pre-difficult situation time, during the normal times as well, that my efficiency on the day-to-day life was getting boosted just by doing the meditation on that particular day. As we already had discussions earlier as well, that particular day definitely gets better if you donate that 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whichever you are able to put in for that meditation in the morning or in the evening. So I had a strong belief that it is going to help. That much I had. And I was practicing on a regular basis, irrespective of whether the situation was difficult or not, whether it is going to help me in my difficult situation or not. Now that I am out of it, I have traveled the journey through the difficult situation to the solution. It took more than 1 hour, with Albert Einstein said. It took more than a few months to do that. But yes, now on hindsight, I can tell very clearly that Vihangam Yoga meditation did help to that extent that my better half, my wife, she was observing me all this period, and she as an onlooker made this remark that how can you not be faced with such a lot of, every email that comes is a problem, but you don't get disturbed at all. Now, that is what Vihangam Yoga helped me with meditation. I definitely tell you it works. And though during this period of COVID, it added a little more because there were no time limits. I didn't have to go out anywhere. So I could increase my duration, my meditation period to no limits. My father knows about it. I used to start in the morning with you all during the daily meditation, and you shut down the daily meditation, but I continue after that. It happened several times. So I, as Prabhatji has mentioned, have oriented it with my schedules now so that I can do it on my own at my regular timing. But this is definitely Vihangam Yoga meditation has helped me overcome this difficult situation.
So if I understand what you mentioned, I think the situation which we face is an outside environment, right? And that outside environment situation, we cannot have a control on creating that situation. Like a very simple one is the COVID. In this whole world right now, the COVID situation is there. We as an individual as such cannot control the whole world. Probably we can control what we are doing, right? And moreover to that, what you right now mentioned is, when the situation exists, now the situation exists. Now you cannot do anything to change that situation, at least. The situation exists now. The main important point is, which we were talking earlier, about the reaction on that situation is the most important thing. Keeping yourself calm, balanced, and as well as creative also to identify the solution. I think that gives the chance to us to be more and more aware about ourselves. And I think that's what you are mentioning, that Vihangam meditation has had probably empowered you to look through, not just from one side, but also, as you mentioned, that you had a belief. That belief doesn't come just like this, that there has to have something along with you which makes you have that belief with you. So I think what you're mentioning is, outside what is there, it is there, but how you have to react from within, being calm as well as composed as possible, probably would ease out the difficulty, the situation you had in the outside. That's what I think you were mentioning. So I'll come back to now Prabhatji. Prabhatji, the problem which you described and how Vihangam meditation had helped with the regular practice. I think here what I would like to understand one more thing from you, that if suppose from your own experience, based on the difficult situations which you have been facing at one point or another, why someone should try Vihangam Yoga? Is it there's something else probably available to us which probably can provide a solution, better solution, and really Vihangam Yoga having in our life can overcome the difficult situation we have? Is it really a very necessity to any one of us to have Vihangam Yoga in our life? What do you think?
Okay. Subhasji, as I mentioned earlier also, again I mentioned, I'm a practitioner, forensic accountant. I have my own practice with my staff and my clients. So every day we face challenges, and every day we face problems, because we are meant for problem solving. So that has become certainly part. But what difference Vihangam Yoga has made? Vihangam Yoga practice of meditation has allowed me to more calm and more focused to study the problem, so that I can see all the dimensions of the problem. This change I'm feeling arising since last 6 months. Gradually it has come, and sometimes I'm surprised the moment I read the problem or the communication problem is communicated to me, or when my staff come, the moment I listen to them carefully. Earlier when I used to listen, while listening my mind used to go into J mode, sometime in Y mode, J mode. You understand me? Sometime I'm totally focused, sometime I'm away from what they are conveying to me. Now that this practice has made it tremendous change in my.
I'm sorry, Prabhatji, your voice is breaking through. Probably I'm not sure how the network is, but even if you are able to listen to me, hear to me, please please stop here and check
to listen to the problem, or while reading the problem, to imagine and reading the problem. That right now you said, by giving the example what Einstein said is correct, that while facing the problem, we have to study the problem in such a manner that all the time. Is it okay? Can you hear me? Hello?
Not very clearly, Prabhatji.
Hello? No? Can you hear me, Subhasji?
Continue,
Let me
please.
reconnect myself.
Okay, Srimasji, I think Prabhatji will return back. But if I repeat the same question to you, why somebody should have Vihangam Yoga in his or her life? Is it really a necessity? As Prabhatji was mentioning that before it was introduced to him, he was able to handle and tackle situations in a different way. But when he became more aware about himself, he was having a different capability altogether. Do you think the similar kind of thing happens with all of us?
Okay, Subhasji, can you hear me?
Prabhatji, I'll come back to you. Yes, I can hear you.
No, okay. Thanks. Okay.
Okay, so Subhashji, the actions that we take to solve a problem need to be added with some catalysts, putting it in a scientific perspective. Now, this catalyst is something which is part of the solution. And as I said earlier, the journey between the problem to the solution is the frame of mind, which is very important in that phase, which matters how the solution will be created or delivered. Now, that solution should not become another problem. So the right frame of mind, calmness, is what Vihangam Yoga meditation definitely gives. Now, that is why I say everyone should try Vihangam Yoga. Try it first. Experience it. That's what I have to say, Subhash.
Yeah, Prabhaji, if you can conclude yourself on this particular point, just in 1 minute, if possible.
So that's what I was trying to say, that after practicing, I realized that my ability to understand the problem is to look at various dimensions of the problem, and also to listen what others are saying has drastically enhanced. But I see at least it has increased by at least 30 to 40%, which is a very high in my profession. And I have recently experienced this, and I was interviewing someone who was, although was not at all a suspect, but I had a feeling after going through the problem that he might be a possible link to the whole problem. And when the owner of the directors were sitting in front of me when I was talking to him, and the way I raised the question, the way he answered, and then I picked up the thread out of his own answer, he has to ultimately say something which I think he had never conveyed to anybody. And that's what I feel the credit goes to my ability now to understand better the words, its meaning. I mean, at least in my profession, I think it is extremely helpful. My day-to-day life, of course, I have given example, but I feel now in my professional life also, it is becoming better and better and better because of the regular practice of meditation under the guidance of Sri Gurudev.
Thank you, Prabhaji. I just would ask one more question, probably. In fact, there are two questions, but I'm combining both of those two questions together. So during the difficult situation, when the situation in front of us is difficult, right? We probably we may not be balanced, and probably if our focus is more towards knowing the difficult situation, identifying the solutions and all those kind of things. How did you keep yourself motivated to even invest 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour meditation practice, even during the difficult situation, Prabhatji?
See, the inner voice comes nowadays. I feel that inner voice says, no, don't worry. This will be resolved. So just look into this area, and you will find the problem. You will find the solutions to this problem. And again, I must tell you, last time when I had conveyed the problem, of course, I was bit disturbed mentally because of my very close relations who is suffering from serious COVID. Last night, my friend called me in desperation. His young son, who is only 32 years old, he's in extremely difficult situation due to COVID. But then my reaction was very, very cooling for him. And at the same time, he was virtually crying, And then I started the solution which you had provided me last time. Immediately, I started that. And I have a strong belief now that earlier this belief was not there, that now my problem will be sorted out or the problem of my friend will be sorted out, because I'm doing something which is reaching to somewhere, and someone who is our Gurudev or Sadgurudev, he is going to help to resolve the issue. This belief gives us some sort of confidence and also calmness from inner calmness. So we don't get disturbed and we remain normal even in difficult situation. That is a clear-cut change I'm seeing now. even in difficult situations, to remain normal is extremely important, because by getting disturbed or mentally perturbed, you will gain nothing. You will lose your sleep, you will start crying, you will get nervous, all sort of things will happen. And solution problem
I think Prabhatji, I'm
the
again not able
same.
to.
But when you start working for a solution, whatever ways, as you told right now, that every time you cannot have the same solutions for them. Some solution, like one of the solution, I do not know why. Subhasji,
Yeah, continue, please.
can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay. So that what I'm trying to say, that we have always problem, but once you start taking steps to resolve it, then you feel more comfortable and more satisfied that you are doing something to resolve.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhatji, for putting through your thoughts and your experience.
Whatever we
I'm,
can. I
I'm
can't
sorry,
fly out to India to consult
I'm
him
not
or
able
help
to
him or
hear
to do
you
anything.
properly still. So probably I would move towards Srinivasji quickly. I'm a little bit conscious about the time. So Srinivasji is the same thing. If I bring it to you, that during the difficult situation, how do you keep yourself motivated? What you would have seen, because most of the time we have seen that if the difficult situation comes, people go off from such kind of practice. The first thing they do is so here, when you had faced difficult situation, what kept you motivated to still practice Vihangam meditation during the difficult situation? Quickly, if you can summarize on that.
Well, straightway come to the point, Subhashji. Difficult situation definitely will distract you. It has happened and it will continue to happen. That is the idea of a difficult situation, because you want to focus on the problem and get a solution. You don't want anything else to come in the way. You want to quickly achieve. So yes, distraction is definitely there, and you want to postpone the meditation.
Yes.
Okay, today I will not do, I will do tomorrow, right? This is a natural, it's a natural instinct. Now, what I did, Subhashji, when I faced this situation, I had made Vihangam Yoga a part of my daily routine in the morning. The meditation, it is just like as soon as you get up, you brush your teeth, you have your shower, you do the meditation. Make it part of my habit. So what happens is, when there was a difficult situation, invariably my brain triggered me, do it. Just do it. I mean, come what may, whatever problem you have, you move on, you do your shower, you do your daily stuff. So what I did in my own practical way is, I made Vihangam Yoga, which is even to this day, a part of my daily habit. I would suggest and I would request whoever is practicing Vihangam Yoga meditation to make it a habit, make it at a certain period of your day, fix it at that time. You do an excellent job by making 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 p.m. A regular brain needs a regular routine trigger. At that time, you will definitely do it. And believe me, the demotivation and distractions will vanish. Absolutely vanish. Since we are running out of time, I'll quickly add the answer to the fifth question, which is displayed on this, Subhaji. A specific short message. I would say each and every person goes through a difficult situation which is different to that person. There are billions of people in this world, and there are billions of types of solutions that you can have. It is your perception. Practice Vihangam Yoga as a habit, and you will find your own solution for your own self. I cannot define it. I can define for myself how it has benefited. Please try it. Please practice it. Make it a habit. That's what I will say, Subhash.
Thank you, Srinivasji. Just quickly, if Prabhatji, you are able to hear, if just in 2 lines, if you can please summarize yourself by putting a specific message to all the listeners, please, just in 2 lines. You are on mute, please. Okay, it seems we are not able to hear Prabhatji still. So thank you very much, Prabhatji and Srinivasji, for joining with us in this short duration, sharing your views, your experience, how the difficult situation can be tackled, and especially how Vihangam Yoga has kept you as engaged as possible with yourself to identify more and more characteristic of yourself. Srinivasji, the one which you mentioned, making it a habit, like we every day eat, we every day sleep, we every day do our daily activities. Vihangam meditation, if it becomes a daily activity as a routine, I think then it has to be done. And that's actually the beauty of Vihangam Yoga, that once you practice it on a daily basis, it brings something very, very interesting and probably non-explainable by just you and me like this, how actually it brings the benefit out of it. So the real point here, what I would like to mention here is, it simply hits the root cause of all of our problems, the perception, the way we look through the difficult situations and problem in front of us. So just to summarize few things in the next slide, what I say is, whatever situation we are in our life, in our day-to-day life, let it be. We cannot control any of these situations the way it is. Some of them can be avoidable, some of them can be tackled through our own past experience, but there are many situations which appears in front of us, which, believe me, and on the basis of what our panelists mentioned, that Vihangam Yoga brings a very unique solution to our life, and that uniqueness is only because it simply first hits the root cause of our problem, the mind. And from there onward, we progress more towards being aware as well as coming to our self basis. So in summary, Vihangam Yoga meditation is one of the important things which we should introduce in our daily life, day-to-day life. If we have not yet been practicing it on a daily basis, please, my request to all of you is to please practice at least 10 minutes of Vihangam meditation, so that you are able to create an ability to shift your basis during the difficult time, the way Albert Einstein mentioned, that if you are in a difficult situation at one time, you are at a plane, a specific thinking plane, you can find the solution and implement that in a right way only when you have a different basis. That means you have to shift your thinking, you have to shift your basis of implementation, which is very easily achievable by Vihangam meditation. Two more things I would like to add here. One is Swarved, and another one is Sadhgurudev's aura and blessings. These are coming from my own experience, and I'm sure those who have joined today with us, many of us probably had experienced these two as well in our day-to-day life. Reading Swarved, just few couplets on a daily basis in a normal situation, definitely keeps things away from you. That's the aura of the Swarved, the atoms and molecules around you in your house where you stay is being impacted by these words when you read it loud. Not just that, please take these words based on our own experiences, that if you are in a difficult situation and you want to override that difficult situation, please pick up Swarved and read out one mandal, one canto. Doesn't matter how many chapters it has, just read it out, that Akhand Path. Do Swarved Akhand Path, just one mandal, just one canto at a stretch, with the faith in Sadhguru. Believe me, it has been seen that it impacts in a very different way. And at the same time, which right now many of us are practicing, the example which Prabhatji was giving, that I gave him a solution to implement that, which actually helped him, his family members, to come out from this current difficult situation is about Akhand Diya. I don't know how to say this in English. Akhand Diya means flaming a lamp in a diya. Let it flame continuously for as many number of hours as you can. There are few examples right now also who have been continuously keeping that flame alive. Use that in front of Sadhgurudev's picture. Let it lamp throughout. Let it flame throughout as many number as possible without switching it off. Don't let it go off. Continue for 5 days, 10 days, 15 days, doesn't matter how many days you want to keep it with yourself. That aura of Sadhguru, the blessings of Sadhguru will create wonders in front of you. So doing Swarved part as well as keeping the Akhand Diya alive in front of Sadhgurudev's picture brings a lot of different type of impact to yourself, to your family members, as well as probably to this whole world with that positivity of the Sadhgurudev blessing. Overall, here what I see is based on our own experiences, association with Vihangam meditation, association with Sadhgurudev himself, association with Swarved brings a lot of wonderful solutions to our day-to-day life. Repeating what Srinivasji mentioned, just try it out. Just put it in your life just for a few minutes and then see the wonders how most of your difficult situations, most of your problems get vanished on its own. And through this, then probably you will see the power of the master, the blessings of the master. And then even if you are not able to adopt a few things in your life, then I don't know what to say. But if you receive some good things out of Vihangam Yoga, please continue being with us. Multiple it to other people for their benefit. So the problem exists, but at the same time, solution also exists parallel to that. And adding Vihangam Yoga into your life can flourish the solution in a much more controlled and better way. With this, in the interest of time, I'd like to close. Thank you very much, Prabhatji and Srinivasji, being associated with us and available for this panel discussion. In future, again, we would have some more panel discussions where we will bring some more exciting topics to know and understand from both of you. Thank you very much. Back to you, Omji. Jai Sadhgurudev.
Thank you, Subhasji, Prabhasji, and Srinivasji for the wonderful talk. And now let's move forward. And we are near to the end of the session. And we are going to offer a closing prayer, which is called Santi Path. To offer this prayer in the holy feet of the Master, I would like to invite Sujata ji. Sujata ji joining us from Singapore. And she's a regular practitioner of Vihangam meditation. Over to you, Sujata ji, for Santi Path.
जय श्री सतगुरुदेव। विराग त्याग की शांति हो, उदासीनता शांति, सेवा चित शिष्य शांति हो, सत्य शांति हो शांति। हे प्रभु शांति स्वरूप हो, शांति शांति में शांति, शांति शांति जन शांति हो, पूर्ण शांति में शांति। हे प्रभु शांति प्रदान कर, दूर हो सर्व अशांति, देव सदा फल शांति में, शांति शांति सुख शांति, शांति शांति सुख शांति। जय श्री सतगुरुदेव।
Thank you, Sujata ji, for closing for Santi Path. And for the next, which is closing remark, I would like to invite Mr. G.R. Poddar. Poddar is long-term practitioner of Vihangam meditation, and he's directing Vihangam Yoga Singapore team. Over to you, Mr. Poddar, for closing remark.
Jai Shri Sadgurudev to all. Today is a very good discussion by the Mr. Prabhatji from Malaysia, and Srinivasji from Singapore, how to tackle the difficult situation by having own experience of Vihangam Yoga meditation. Because really this Vihangam Yoga meditation is the experience of Sadguru, who has devoted 17 years hard penance in the Himalaya and given the solution in the Swarved. Rightly said Subhasji, by reading the Swarved, shloka, 5 shloka, and then do the meditation, creates the positive environment, and the blessings of Sadguru, the power of Sadguru, tackle all the problem automatically. So Vihangam Yoga meditation is really is solution to the all the problem. And this is also I have experienced in so many times. So when facing some problem, just we remember the Sadguru, Prabhu, this is in your hand, and automatically sooner or later the problem go away in a very, very smooth manner. Problem always comes in the life, but the solution also is there. So Vihangam Yoga meditation we must do every day 10 minutes, and definitely it is beneficial to all. This is the experience of myself, Mr. Subhasji, and a lot of we have met, a lot of we are hearing. So this is and because this is the opportunity, because we have got the Sadguru in this life, and दुर्लभ सदगुरु मिलन है, उठो जागो धाय, खोजो सदगुरु दाव चूक नहीं पाए. So we are very fortunate that we have got the human life and we have got the Sadguru also to take this advantage, and we free from all the problems and burdens. And with that, we conclude. Thank you very much. Jai Sri Sadgurudev to all. Jai Sri Sadgurudev.
Thank you, Mr. Pudaji, for closing remark, and thank for your regular support. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Just an announcement, again, reminder for everyone. All those the newcomer, kindly fill up the Google form, which is available in the chat box. Do share your name, contact number, your feedback, so we can reach you out and keep you updated for next upcoming sessions. Last but not the least, as you can see the picture of the survey in the screen, which is called Encyclopedia of Spirituality, composed by His Excellency Sadguru Sadafal Devji Maharaj. This book is available in Singapore in Hindi. English version will be available soon. We highly recommend to keep a copy of the survey and read few couplets before start meditation. Please feel free to contact us to get your copy of the survey. The social media page, as you can see, all our social media platform where we present: Twitter, Gmail, Facebook, YouTube channel, website, and Meetup group. Do take a screenshot of this page and also take a note of the timing of our daily practice session. Evening session timing is always same, that is 8 p.m. and for the morning session, 6 a.m. for the weekdays and 8 a.m. for the weekends. And our Zoom link is always remain the same. And a quick update, we have Vihangam Yoga website, please visit. All the knowledge sharing slides are there. It's very informative. You can also visit our YouTube channel, do subscribe, share with your friends. And now we are at the question and answer side. If anyone has any question, any doubt, want to ask anything, please unmute yourself and feel free to ask. We are here to assist you. Any question? Any question, anything, any doubt? Seems no question today.
Jai Shri Sadgurudev, Subhashji.
Jai Sadgurudev.
I have one question. If like Guruji's photo, can we keep in the temple where we are keeping other photos, or we have to keep a specific place?
Well, let me see who all are there available on the in the group right now. Accordingly, I will answer this. Okay. Okay. So, seems not.
So far, no other question. So this is the end of the session. Thank you, Srinivasji. Thank you, Subhasji. Thank you, Prabhasji. Thank you, Sujataji. Thank you, Padaji. And thank you, Chandanji. And thank you, everyone, for your participation. See you in the next session. Till the time, take care, stay healthy, and bye-bye.
And thank you very much, Omji, for conducting this satsang. Thank you.